Even during the boom, she resisted pressures from the market. I actually think during periods like this, we've got a lot to learn from someone like her.
Do you benefit from the art boom yourself?
Yeah, I suppose I did. I mean, my work, I make enough money off my work to live, and I've, certainly, must have profited from the art boom, because perhaps it wasn't as easy to make money as it were when I left college. But my work's never been really, the prices have never been inflated, they've never kind of risen dramatically.
She's turned down commissions from huge collectors over the years, preferring instead to place her work in public collections such as the V&A. I always come in here and I always get that wow feeling when I look up.
All these instruments have passed their natural life. They're kind of played out, really. They're not playable anymore. I like this idea that, the vulgar brass band, which is not really represented in the V&A. I like the idea of it having a place here. But it's been muted. And I like it looking like a ceiling rose, one of these you get in stately homes. And I thought it would be great to have one British institution sort of squashed by another one.
And that's what she did. To flatten the instruments, she managed to convince the burghers of London's Tower Bridge to allow her to squash them inside its huge hydraulic drums. Cornelia deals in ideas. She's happy to let other people craft things for her, but nothing about her work is easy. Each step of the process is hard-won. It's destruction and rebirth. This is a celebration of the new possibilities that emerge out of chaos, an intriguing metaphor for this period that we're going through. Over the years, she's crushed, compressed, cut, stretched and exploded everyday objects to make us reconsider them.
I really like seeing how far you can push a material. It's important it was something before, it's important it's had a death, and it's important it's got a new life. So it's not the idea of nostalgia or memory.
In this piece, Cold Dark Matter, Cornelia turns the suburban icon of a shed into a big bang moment. She obliterated the shed and then captured the moment. She turned something ordinary into something extraordinary. By capturing the moment of its demise, the fleeting instant is suspended. It reminds me of looking into a kaleidoscope or through a stained glass window.
Suspension is a bit like a resurrection. There was a very wonderful thing that happened a few years ago that was told to me by somebody who'd been a member of the congregation of St Paul's Cathedral. It was about 4 or 5 years ago. The minister talked about the Iraq War, because that was happening at the time, and he talked about my piece in the Tate opposite, which was my Cold Dark Matter, my exploded shed, and he talked about that piece as using it as a kind of metaphor for what was going on in Iraq, and he took the whole congregation out of the church, out of St Paul's, and took them over the bridge to show them the piece of work, and I just thought that was extraordinary.
Cornelia's more interested in what her work means than in its financial value. She's uncomfortable when art is discussed in terms of its price.
Those kind of prices, the Damien Hirst auction, I mean, that's very few people who involved in that kind of speculative world. That's what the taxi driver will be asking you about now. It used to be the bricks and the Tate, and how could that be art? But now it's more to do with prices of work.
Maybe this economic downturn might be an opportunity for the art world as well.
I think the economic downturn is fantastic. I mean, in terms of the art world, it's obviously usually awful for lots of people, but I do think it's very, it's a reality check, we all need to have, and I think it makes you reevaluate everything. I don't think limitations are on creative. I think they're usually creative, and I think this necessity is the mother of invention. Saying certainly holds true.
Maybe it's exciting that the pressure of the market will be lifted off young artists' shoulders. Cornelia Parker reminds us that there's another way. You can do your own thing. Your work can both be about its immediate impact and its lasting value.
Maybe those values of practice over profit, never